So you want to map out the business of an organization and you don't know where to start. Know your business environment is the answer. Today I'm going to discuss business environment and policy. Myself, Shijin Salahuddin, Vice Principal, KTCT College of Arts and Science, affiliated to University of Kerala. We need to know about an organization or an industry. What is the need of knowing an organization or an industry? So we need to analyze the industry or the organization. Why? By analyzing the organization or the industry, we will be able to know about the happenings in that industry or happenings in that firm or happenings in the world. Then we will be able to design our policies according to the policies or according to the changes in the environment. And this understanding will help us to gain the competitive advantage.
Environment is the circumstances, objects or conditions by which one is surrounded. It affects the survival and development of the surrounded things. What is a business? A business is the organized efforts and activities of individuals to produce and sell goods and services for profit. Business is commercial, industrial, or a professional activity engaged with some sort of financial transaction. So we all know that any business, it deals with some financial transaction. The main aim is to earn profit. What is a business environment? The surroundings in which the business exists. The factors, the forces, individuals and institutions with which the businessman has to deal with to achieve its objectives. So the people who are in and around the business consists of the surrounding factors that either help or hinder the development of the business. It is the sum total of all internal and external factors. Definitions of business environment. According to Keith Davis, business environment is the aggregate of all conditions, events and influences that surrounds and affect it. That means all that factors that influences, all that factors that surrounds an organization will be affecting the growth of the organization. So the business environment is the sum total of all conditions that are happening in the environment. According to Arthur M. Weimer, business environment is the climate or the set of conditions which the business operations are conducted.
According to Bayard O. Wheeler, business environment is the total of all things external to a business firm and industries which affect their organizations and operations.
The features of business environment. First one, totality of external forces, specific and general forces, interrelatedness, uncertainty, dynamic nature, complexity and relativity. Totality of external forces. Business environment is the sum total of all those factors which are available outside the business and over which the business has no control. That means it happens outside the organization where the business have no control over that. It is the group of many such outside forces, and that is why it is called totality of external forces. These are happening outside the organization and beyond the control of business. It affects the performance and existence of the business. Next, specific and general forces includes investors, customers, suppliers, and competitors. Next, general forces, those factors that affect the industry equally: pestle, political, economic, social, technological, legal situations that affect the industry as a whole. Next is interrelatedness. Each and every part of the business environment is related to one another. That means it is interrelated. Whether it is human resource development, whether it is marketing development, whether it is finance development, so each and every activities of a business environment is interrelated. Likewise, all the actions of a business environment, they are linked each other, and a change in any of the factor affects other factors. To uncertainty, it is uncertain, not predictable. Nothing can be said with any amount of certainty about the factors of business environment because it continues to change quickly. We know that it is unpredictable, the future is not predictable, business or the business environment is fast changing. The pace is very fast and we are not able to predict. Dynamic nature. As we said, dynamic nature is similar to uncertainty. The business environment is a mixture of many factors and changes. In some or the other factors continue to take place. It keeps on changing in terms of technology, consumer preferences, competition, etc. And because of everything is changing, it is dynamic in nature. It is unpredictable and it can change at any point of time. Moving on to complexity, the environment comprises of many factors and similar to the dynamic nature, it is very complex. We are not able to predict the future. The situations are changing constantly, so this business environment is very complex in nature. Relativity. Business environment is related to the local conditions, and this is the reason why the business environment happens to be different in different countries, and even it is different in different places of the same country. And this is because there are some local conditions in which the business environment is related, but there are a lot of differences in between the countries and even with different countries. The customs, the culture, the practices are different for different places. The culture of Kerala is different from the culture of Gujarat. The culture of Kerala is different from the culture of New Delhi, or the culture of India is different from the culture of Saudi Arabia. So it is relatively different from places to places, but there are some relation with the local conditions. For example, if we consider the marriage of a Hindu community is different from the marriage of a Christian or a Muslim community, so there are a lot of differences in between, and it differs from places to places, or region to region, or country to country, and this will be affected in a business environment. Importance of business environment. There is close and continuous interaction between the business and its environment. The interaction helps in strengthening the business firm and using its resources more effectively. The factors are identifying the firm's strength and weakness, determining
the opportunities and threats, giving directions for growth, providing continuous learning opportunity, building the image, and meeting competition. Moving on to elements of business environment. It can be broadly classified into two: internal environment and external environment. The external environment can be further classified into micro environment and macro environment. So in this, the business environment is this one, and the immediate things surrounded to the business environment is the internal environment. Here, after the internal environment, we can see that there is the external environment, micro environment, and outside that is macro environment. Internal environment. Internal factors like the workers, men, machine, money, material, etc. are the internal factors, and it refers to the forces that are within the organization, and it affects the ability to serve its customers, and it affects the business decision and its relationship with the customers. Moving on to the external environment, it is classified to micro and macro. Micro environment is the organizations that are close to the organizations, and it have direct impact with the customers. The micro environment refers to the forces that are close to the organization and directly impact the customer experience. It is the organization itself, its suppliers, its marketing intermediaries, customers, the segments, the competitors, public, etc. Macro environment. It refers to all forces that are part of the larger society and affects the micro environment. So it is a big part of the environment which is external. Any changes, any happenings in the macro environment will affect the micro environment and also the internal environment. It includes demography, economy, culture, politics, technology, and other natural forces. It is less controllable by the business.
There are a lot of internal and external factors that affected the business. The recent hit of this coronavirus, it affected business across the globe. And we know that there are a lot of external happenings in the organization and also some internal factors. Initially, this coronavirus hit in the Wuhan province of China. That means it affected a small portion of China. Then the rest of the world, it is not their problem. It affected somewhere else. But soon after, this coronavirus became a pandemic and it spread outside the province of China and far reached the whole world outside. And it became a loss of business for many people. This is the effect of external influences. It can happen anywhere, but we are not able to control these external factors.